Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole, and I've got sound coming from somewhere. Here. That's what it is. Levi, how are you? Hey, everyone. I am sorry I'm late. I was at work kind of late today, but I'm here. I rushed back. I'm here, and I'm ready to stream, and I'm very excited. And how are you doing? What is happening? What's going on? What is new? What's the word? Bird is the word. Bird is the word. I did make it back okay. I made it back pretty like it's good. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of water. Your brother's getting married on Saturday? Are you excited about this? Is this a thing that you're excited for? Or is your brother getting married to a serial killer and you're not excited? You're afraid and you need us to save you? Krellin asks, am I sure bird is the word? Well, I mean, have you heard about the bird? I mean, everybody knows that the bird is the word. Bird's a word. Bird's a word. Have you heard? I like her a lot. She's great with kids. His kids much better than their mother. I'm not looking forward to the social situation at a wedding. Ooh. I don't think I've been to a lot of weddings. I think I've been to very few weddings, to be honest. I think I went to my aunt's wedding when I was a kid. I think, and I was I don't know, 10, 12, 13, around then I went to my aunt's wedding. And I feel like when I was 7, 8, or 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, youngish, I think I must have been at another wedding, but I don't think I remembered. But I don't know if I actually went to the wedding or just the reception afterwards. I just remember playing with some kids, and then after those youthful weddings, hello, Takirosh. Greetings to you. Levi says, yeah, I don't go to many. I go to my cousin's weddings, but I missed one that was in Atlanta, and my siblings' weddings. Hey, Takirosh. Oh, okay, you made me think. I went to my sister's wedding. My sister got married. I went to that wedding. That was very nice. It was apparently stressful. I also went to my ex invited me. My ex and I broke up. My ex broke up with me, and then and then we weren't talking a lot. I was not avoiding her. She just was not really. She had no reason to talk to me at that point in time, so she was not talking to me very much. And then she invited me to her wedding. She got married to some random dude, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went because she asked me. I thought it'd be rude if I said no. That was a weird experience. But besides, I think those 4 weddings, I don't think I went to any in the army. I don't think I went to any in Germany. Certainly didn't go to any when I was an undergraduate. I went to one other wedding. One of my graduate student colleagues got married, and I was invited to sing in the special sort of 5-person choir that she made for her wedding. And this is what happens when you know musicologists. So that's the 5th wedding. I have been to 5 weddings in my life. That's it. Levi says, oh, that sounds awkward. It was awkward. It was awkward because then her fiance was like, who are you? And I was like, I am the ex. It's nice to meet you. And then everybody was it was a lot of people that I didn't really know very well, plus the crew that I did know. But it was because it was basically all of her friends from college who were not my friends, but they were friends. I knew them and we were friends enough because I was dating her. Do you know what I mean? So they were her friends, but they were my friends-ish because we were dating. And then when we broke up, they were not my friends anymore. And they didn't shun me or anything, but they just didn't have any time to nothing. Anyway, the point was, it was a wedding full of people who were her people, none of the people that I really knew, only a couple people I knew, and they were still her people. And I was like the awkward ex at the wedding. I really don't know why I went. I went because she invited me, and I figured if she invited me, she wanted me to be there, and I didn't want to be rude. But it was super awkward. It was soups awk. It was awkward. Krellin says, the only context I could think of wanting to go to a wedding is if the two people were some of my favorite people. But I didn't get invited to that wedding. Ouch, Krellin. Did I stay at the reception long? I did not. Levi, I did not stay at the reception long. I was polite. I stayed as long as possible. And, well, I stayed the appropriate amount of time, and then I left. Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah, so I've been to 5 weddings. Eat and bounce. Eat, say hello to the parents. Also a little awkward. Meet the new husband. Yeah. Then I bounced. But it was just weird. It was just weird. Yeah. It was weird. It was awkward. But you know, I will say, I'm sometimes too polite for my own good. Do you know what I mean? New husband, random guy. You were not ready to attend that wedding, I don't think. Well, he was the new husband because they had just gotten married like 15 minutes earlier. Do you know what I mean? And also, he was kind of a random guy in the sense that I don't think she knew him very long, and none of us actually knew much about him. Do you know what I mean? It was like we broke up and then graduated, and then she was getting married to somebody who like none of us had ever heard of before. It was just like, it was a little, I was like, you know what, whatever. It was weird. I never really get people who get married to people they've known for less than a year. I think I told you my ex-fiance got married a month or 2 after I moved out. Yeah, right? That's like, bad idea, Levi. Levi's ex-fiance got married a month or 2 after he moved out. And again, like, then you're like, who is this rando? Like, who is this random person that your fiance is getting married to? Hey, Sal. Yeah, teaching day, right? Teaching day. So I suppose I could take off my jacket. I could do that. Let me take off my jacket. To be fair, she knew him longer than that. She definitely wasn't cheating. I don't know if I believe you that she definitely wasn't cheating. I'm also now concerned about the entire situation is all I'm gonna say. I have other things in my pocket, I think. Yes, and then I think, anything else? No. Okay. Jacket, I will place on my printer so that it doesn't get wrinkled, but then I'm not wearing it. Boom. Ta-da. All right. Yeah, I agree with Sal. It feels like sarcasm. Yeah, no, you did dodge a bullet, and I feel that way as well. Look, how are you all doing? Takerosh says, the last wedding I went to was my second oldest cousin's wedding. My ex was heavily pregnant, and I managed to out my 8-year-old cousin as an autist. The mother went immediately in denial. That was about 10.5 years ago. Oof. Sal says, dear trooper, you have the entire back of the chair. Oh. Sal, you're right. I do have an entire... I could have just... Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, y'all, can we talk for a moment? Just, have a conversation. Tomorrow is the series premiere of the French Resistance game. That's tomorrow. Hey, Rissa. Thanks for keeping Trooper distracted until I could get here. We try. Look, it's tomorrow. We're talking about weddings, Rissa, and how I went to very few of them. Last wedding I went to was a friend's. They're divorced or almost divorced now with 3 kids. Last wedding before that was mine. Yeah, I get it. Not too many weddings in my life, and that's fine. But I will tell you what, as a person who's not super invested in weddings, I do not understand people who spend tens of thousands of dollars in weddings. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, most of the weddings I've been to, like, my sister's wasn't really expensive. My aunt's was on a beach. The one I remember when I was a kid was a bunch of hippies. Yeah, like, I'm not into it. Like, I don't get the point of like spending $100,000 in a wedding. Like, I just don't. I feel like just go to a waterfall, you know. To be fair, says Takirosh, my youngest cousin had not been diagnosed yet or started the process for diagnosis. It's fair. Also, those. Oh, thanks, Sal. Right? These are my leather suspenders. So I'm like going to work all like in a suit, but underneath I'm wearing leather suspenders. So I feel like I'm still sassy. The last wedding I went to from Levi's was 4 years ago. I don't even know how long. Marissa says, I don't go to a lot of weddings, but I've never been to one of those. We could have bought a house that wedding. I can't even imagine that. The fanciest wedding that Levi went to was two friends of mine who got married after college. Oh, they were on Penn State paintball team. Oh, that's cool. You're always sassy. Thank you, Rissa. I try. Saspenders. These are my saspenders. That's what they are. Yes. So, French Resistance starts tomorrow. We got the title sequence. Iffy has sent me the title sequence. I have put it into OBS. I have to make the closing credits. I'm waiting on nameplates, so I should be able, by the end of tonight, I should have the nameplates and the closing credits done. I'm thinking about doing a thing. I want your thoughts on it. It's a thing that I'm thinking about doing, which Oh, thanks, Levi. Oh, we have one more cast announcement, which I'm going to go and put out on the internet today. The last one, which is for me, because I'm the GM and I have one for me, and that one's going to go out today. Oh, hey, Mez. Yeah, it's my bookcase of RPGs. So from here all the way down that way, over there actually, is my GURPS section. So those are my GURPS books. From here down there is all my D&D, and then everything else here to here, that's all done alphabetically. So if you go over there, the first one I have is 7th C, and then Achtung Cthulhu, you know, a bunch of stuff, Blue Rose, Bluebeard's Bride, and then you can start see Call of Cthulhu. Whoosh. There's quite a bit of that actually. Castle Falkenstein, Clockwork, Cypher System, The Expanse, Fate, Genesis, and then Invisible Sun, Legacy, Mythic D6, Mercenary Spies and Private Eyes, Numenera, Knights Black Agents, Over the Edge, Phoenix Dawn Command, Rune Quest, Savage World stuff, Scum and Villainy, Scion, Shadows of Esteren, Top Secret. Got a lot of spy games. Weird. Unknown Armies, Weave, and this is like campaign stuff over there. You know, welcome in, Mez. I ran out of writing stream, so I thought I'd see what's in my recommendations. Oh, welcome in. I do have a lot of RPG books. People do writing streams outside of November. Writing streams seem really fun. So, Mez, what do you do in your writing stream? Or were you streaming, or were you watching them? That's my question. I'm sad Fantasy Flight said they were pulling out of the THRP. Yeah. I'm a little sad about it too, but that's okay because I got all their stuff, and then I'm gonna just try to make sure I run something in Genesis because I want to see what it's like anyway, you know. So he does have a lot, but between the flatmate and me, we might have more. Oh, that's very cool. I do have some things that are in storage. Like I still have my 80s stuff for the most part in storage. You know, like all of my first ed D&D stuff, the little bit of second ed that I had. Actually, my third ed stuff's in there too. Also, like MERPs, Marvel Heroes, DC Heroes, Doctor Who, the early Doctor Who, Paranoia, like I had like my 80s stuff is still in storage boxes, but I'll get there. I occasionally stream writing my fantasy books, but not recently. I was watching them. Oh, cool. I don't participate in Nano, though. Too much pressure. You know, I feel like write in a way that works for you. That's what I think. Trooper, the real-life former Army SIGINT has a lot of espionage RPGs. Say it ain't so. Okay, Sal. That's probably true. There are probably reasons why I have a lot of... I do. I have... What do I have? Of course, I've got GURPS Espionage, of course. And then I've got... What else? Adventure Behind Enemy Lines. That's one. That's a FASA one that you probably don't know that game, actually. It's called Behind Enemy Lines, a World War II role-playing game. That's an 80s one. Top Secret, of course. I've got a bunch. Oh, a lot of Palladium stuff in my Footlocker. Oh, Palladium. Yeah. Also, sometimes I wonder about Nano. Like, I think it's good to get people motivated, but I think it might sometimes... Like, if it gives you good habits, I think Nano is good, but I worry sometimes that it doesn't give you good habits. I worry that people sort of just basically only write when they're in this intense pressure, so it doesn't... You know, like, writing is a marathon, not a sprint, and I worry a little bit about Nano encouraging sprintingness, you know what I mean? Still technically working, but hope to be done before Trooper actually starts playing the game, which is going to be super soon. So if you know what NaNoWriMo is, does that mean you write, or is it an extension of being academic? Oh, that's a good question. Well, as an academic, I do have to write, although I don't write... The name game! Come on, everybody! I said, now let's play a game! I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like I wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Vulpes, 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 banana, fana, for Vulpes, fee, fi, mo, mopes, Vulpes. Oh, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Vulpes, thank you for the follow, but I thought you were already Oh, Mez, that was the follow from you. Thank you, Mez, for following. Thank you so much. Yay for the follow. And also, Vulpes, hello. Thank you for the resub. After like 26 months, I need to do something about that. Not in a bad way. I mean, in a good way. I need to I just found out that you can have different messages, like alert messages when people after a certain time frame. So I could come up with slightly trolly messages for people who've been subbed for a really long time. I'm kind of excited about the option. That's what I'm excited about. Ooh, Mez, where did you get this emote? I love that emote. I feel like my life is really sad because I do not have that emote in my life. And I must have it. That's all. It's from Travis Tavern Talk. Travis is also a writer and an academic. Ooh, Travis Tavern Talk. Let's see what we can find here. Twitch. So I mostly am an academic writer, although I've written some RPG stuff and some poetry, some fiction. But I hope to write more RPG stuff because it's been a while. Travis Tavern Talk. What do we have here? What is this place? Fine. Okay. I found it. I can check it out. Well, not so much academic as well-traveled and well-read. You can still be an academic that way, I think. Sal says, Also, Trooper, if I don't have to do weekend hours after I get a new job, I would very much like to get into a meat space espionage game with you. Well, first off, Sal, you know I'm moving to New York for a year. I'm leaving the area probably July 1st, so I will not be able to be running any kind of meat space games until I get back. So you're going to have to wait a little bit, Sal, because I will be away. But then I will be back. I'm just going to be gone for a year. I also still don't have a place to stay. I do not yet have an apartment. And I really should do that. I'm working on it. But I'll get there. Krellin had a question, and I will answer it. Yes, I will. Oh, Missile Monkey, I still will be streaming. The thing is that I just have to, as long as I'm planning on bringing all my streaming gear. So I'm bringing my streaming gear with me, and I just need a good internet connection. Right. And it'll be funny because I mean, I know that your connection is best if you actually plug in with the Ethernet cable. Volpez, I just got up and I'm not even completely unpacked, and I'm probably not going to really completely unpack. I'm probably going to, and I think one of the reasons why I'm not completely unpacked is because I knew there was a possibility of me moving, and so I was not super motivated to completely unpack. So I think what I need to do is just go through the boxes that are still packed, figure out which things I'll need from them, repack them, and then put them into storage. You know. Yes. While Sal is being patient, I feel like Trooper is going to run meat space espionage against. Sorry, I just had to take care of the oven, but it's New York, right? I'm sure there's a few apartments but that all. The space is kind of, yeah. I'm in upstate. I'm going to be in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to be in Ithaca, which is a college town. There's like 2 colleges there, 2 or 3. And, but it's still expensive. Like upstate is still expensive. And I just hope I can get good internet, because the thing is, my goal is to continue to stream. So I figure I move July 1st ish, right? Move in, get my internet set up so that it's all good and fine. Hopefully I can stream some, say hello relatively quickly after I arrive, then go to Gen Con, come back and start my 2021, my fall 20 streaming schedule, which I don't know what it will be yet, but it will be good. There are New York apartments. Yeah. So I'm going to have to figure it out. Is Rensselaer Polytechnic in Ithaca? Maybe. I know there's Ithaca College, Cornell, and I feel like there might be basically it's like a little town in the middle of nowhere with a number of colleges, and so the apartments are all kind of expensive. And I think they're kind of hard to get. And I'm trying to figure out, so I was looking, there's like housing for graduate students and faculty that I think is mostly for graduate students. And I hear that it's really loud and the walls are thin, and that is not, like, I don't want to be streaming with people yelling. So I want to find a place that I can stream without having a lot of noise, but won't mind me streaming. That's what I'm looking for. You have a book or 2 to write while you're, yes, I have minimum of 1 book, preferably 2. I'd like to write 2 books while I'm away. 1 is going to be really short. So I want to write, I would love to get almost all of the short book I'd like to have done. The big book I want to have basically drafted would be really good. If I could, because I've got another semester after that year. So I would like to get the book written and done, drafted, finished within the next 3 semesters. And so then I should have 2 books done and hopefully a couple more articles. So I plan on doing a lot of writing. And then also I have a secret plan. I have a secret plan as well. Which is not a plan. It's a thought. It's a possibility. It's not a plan. It's not a plan. It's a thought. It's a possibility. Yeah, like 3 semesters. I mean, I've got to do some research, and I will be, but I feel like I should be able to. I'm thinking I should be able to get the big book written, at least almost all the chapters, because I'm going to want to do some research, some more research. And more reading and all that. But my goal is to have the book written, the little tiny mini book written, and here's the thing. I don't know. We will see no promises. I'm just thinking. It's on the back of my mind. Wah wah. I'm thinking about. So, I'm thinking about bringing. So this French Resistance campaign that I'm running is running from this week, March, till mid-June. So 16 episodes, but really 12 main episodes with 4 solo episodes. So that's 16. So that's four months. And then I'm going to go to Ithaca, and I may, depending on how things go, do a second season of the French Resistance. We will see. But depending on how it goes, maybe I will write up something. It's interesting because right now a bunch of French resistance games aren't, Cool and Courage, like people are sort of interested in the resistance at the moment. And so I thought that maybe if I have some extra time while I'm out there in Ithaca writing, streaming, and doing all that stuff, that maybe one of the things that I could do is maybe write up a French resistance supplement. I have to think about it. I have to think about it. But if it all works out, maybe I will look into writing up a supplement for the French resistance game. We will see. And I have some thoughts about what I would want that game to be, what I'd like it to be like, considering most of the things that are kind of resistance-y are super narrativist story games. And I realize I'm using Fate, which is pretty narrativist, but I think if I were to write it, which again, if I were to write a French, like City of Light and Shadow as a game book, which I can do because Fate is OSR, is OSD, open, yeah, if I did, what I think I would do, I think what I would do is, even though it's Fate, which is narrativist, I think I would try to turn it into a little bit of, I would try to include a lot of advice on how to do sandbox gaming. So it would be related to, it would be like this French Resistance book, but also talk about sandbox gaming in it, I think is what I would do. Anyway, I'd try to make it a really, if I do it, no promises, I would also try to make something that's really useful. And I'd really try to bring in as much, because I think there are things that are missing in the current options of spy books. And so I think I would try to really, there are things that I could add. So I think there are things that would be useful that I could add. And then I could, I could do a thing. We will see. No promises. I'm going to just have to see how it goes. Sal says, also, if anybody wants to run meat space espionage, I prefer if I get employment out of it, please. I don't have many secrets, so have fun trying. But Sal, I feel like you're a secret bow and arrow assassin. Volpa says, you may do okay trying to get a place starting in July since the summer break for the colleges. Actually, that's the really hard thing, because I've been looking, and a lot of the apartments in Ithaca, their move-in dates are August 1st. Like almost all of them are August move-in dates, because I think everything is keyed towards the academic year. But I don't want to move August 1st because August 1st, I'm going to be at Gen Con. And I do not want a move-in date when I'm going to be at Gen Con. So I'm hoping I can get a place that will allow me to move in July as opposed to August. And that's like my trickiness. Yes, books more important than game. It's all about the game. Fate does allow, Missile Monkey says, Fate allows for so many options. It does, and I've built my own faction rules, which I think could be useful for the book. But it does skew cinematic in a way that I like to go a little bit gritty, so I'm going to try to so I'm working on how to work through that. Sal says, I wonder why people are interested in the French Resistance right now. Can't have anything to do with the resurgence of fascism, can it? I think it does. It's your imagination, Sal, says Vulpes. The structure of the Fate sheet allows for a sort of dossier feel. It does, which I think is cool. Please, if people were secretly dying of archery-related injuries in this day and age, it'd be in the papers. Or like, the papers. I don't know. Maybe you are on a rampage of secret assassinations, but nobody is reporting it because, bows and arrows. Levi says, I bet some apartments will open up early and they just don't know yet know who's going to leave before they're, yeah, this is what I think too. So I'm just looking, I'm trying to find a place in the right, you know, in the right space. Unless you're only assassinating vampires. Ooh, yeah. Hello, Kulan. Hey, you know what? I have a thing that I might be able, I used to be a shopkeeper, but I took a barbarian to the knee. Look, I just saw something that might be interesting for you all in my mailbox, and I don't know if it is true, but if it is, I'm gonna just look because I have something I might be able to share with you. Maybe. No. And okay, so it's not there yet. I had a thing that, but it turns out this wasn't it. So I did a singing thing. So what happened, I did a singing thing and it is not yet released. And I thought that I got a little message on my phone and I thought the message was that the thing was released. And if it was, then I would just download it and I'd play it for you and I could play you a little music thing. But actually it's not released yet. I suppose it's on its way. But it's not there yet. But I'll release a thing for you all. I'm not what you would call very good, Mez, or even like good, but yes. I should put it in my special skills. A Neo, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. A Neo, boba Neo, banana, fanner, fo, fa, Neo, fee, fi, mo, ma, Neo. A Neo. Hey, Neo. I've not seen you for a while. I mean, actually, I've seen you in person. I just haven't seen you online for a while. How are you doing? Hey. So what are your hobbies? Practicing murdering people with high-velocity pointy sticks? You know, it happens. So what was I going to tell you? Yeah, so anyway, my point is that my goal for that year away is to stream a lot, and because I want to stream a lot and I won't have, and write a lot, stream a lot, write 2 academic books at the least, because there are 2 academic books I really want to get out, and then maybe if I have time, work on, maybe depending on how I feel, no promises, I don't know, we'll see, turning City of Light and Shadow into a book for sale. That is a Trooper's Camelot name was Stream a Lot. I prefer pointy sticks handheld and made of steel. Oh, you do HEMA. Oh, very cool. Where I'm not asking you for your home address. I'm just asking because that, you know, not safety. Don't tell me your home address, Mez. But where, which region, which state, which area, where are you doing the HEMA? Because I know there are some places that are more HEMA than, oh, Southwest UK. Oh, that's cool. Do they have a good scene there? Southwest. Do they have a good scene? HEMA does seem like a lot of fun. I'm teaching one semester, one seminar in one semester. So I'm only teaching one class throughout the course of the whole year. But I'm expected to be in Ithaca and going. I have to attend a seminar every week where it's like all the, like they've it's the Center for the Humanities, and they brought together all these people whose projects are interesting and all sort of related to the concept of fabrication. And then we're all coming together, and then we're going to meet every week, and I think we're going to sort of talk about readings and talk about our projects. And so I'm going to have basically, I think an accountability group. So that's pretty exciting as well. So I think it's going to be really good. And I just forgot. I really need to reapply for fall of 2021. I'm going to be away. Yes. I actually do use feathers on my arrows because I shoot bare bow, and feathers are more forgiving on the rest. Huh. Interesting. Very historical in your region. Oh, that's cool, Mez. Most of the folks in the club tend to use veins, though. Sal, what's the difference between a vein and a feather? Mez. I'm relatively new, but I keep getting told it used to be a lot bigger, but apparently having been having a resurgence lately. Oh, that's interesting. I did rapier fighting in the SCA, and the rapier fighting folks are pretty like they're really into reading their historical texts. So they are a bit more Hema-esque, right, than the rest of the SCA. Although there's a guy or a school in New York City which teaches the Spanish style of rapier fighting, and I wish that I could take lessons from that person, because I bet that would be cool. Because everybody does Italian, right? Everybody does basically the Italian style, because that's, I think, where the bulk of the treatises are from. But there's this one school that does the Spanish, and I would love, that would be so cool. Sal says, pretty much all the freestyle and compound shooters use veins. Myself and the other barebow shooters use feathers. Oh yeah, rapier is super fun. I mean, I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. Is that why you played in Salle d'Armes? You know, but in Salle d'Armes, I did the Italian style. I did Italian style in Salle d'Armes because Italian style is pretty aggressive, and my character was aggressive. So if you think about Italian, French, Spanish are like the three main schools. There's like a German school, but the three main schools of fencing from the Renaissance. The Italian style is more aggressive. The Spanish style is very intellectual, and the French style is like maybe a little bit in between. And my character was really aggressive, so I figured it would be good for him to use the Italian style because that sort of matched his character. It is sword fighting, Ice Bunny. Feathers are literal turkey feathers, so they're soft and they fold away from the sheath, rise or rest, and then unfold back out without affecting the trajectory of the arrow that much. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We have a giveaway for today. Our giveaway is Mother Gunship, which is a first-person shooter, and I'm going to give that away, you know, in an hour or so, something like that. And we're playing Telling Lies, which is by Sam Barlow, who did her story. And we are in it. We are, I assume we are some kind of FBI person who is going through some NSA files of an FBI agent who was on some undercover mission trying to sort of infiltrating a environmental group, which would hopefully allow them to infiltrate a larger environmental group called Greenstorm. And he is married, but he's having an affair with one of the people in this environmental group. There's a lot going on. And then he was also talking to a cam girl. We need to know more about that. And so we're gonna play, and we're gonna find out more about this. Oh, I haven't told you. I have not told you. But the lies, the videos. No, but I feel like we should probably get into it because, you know, we only have a limited amount of time. No, I'll tell you about behind the lines later. Veins are plastic and thus have more displacement on the release, but they're also sturdier and they're more effective and less predictable. In less predictable read outdoor environment. They're also more resistant to wear and tear, so you don't have to refletch them too much. Oh, that's interesting, Sal. Rissa, how much more time you got working going on? How much more time? So behind enemy lines, I'm not going to talk about it so much. I'm not talking about it, in case you're wondering, but I'm not going to talk about it. But it is, it's an early RPG, and you know how RPGs are, you know, they went through very different, they went through very different styles. There was a lot of diversity over in what an RPG could be like. Even in the early days, everyone always seems to think, I know, I'm going to start before the 20 minutes because we've got to go. Everyone seems to think that RPGs somehow are all D&D, but there were really a lot of different ideas that were happening at the time. Give me a second. Wow. Speaking of, I really need to practice on my lyre because I've got a new song that I might need to learn for The Witcher at some point in time. So this is it. A World War II role-playing game behind enemy lines. And crack parachutists descend out of the night. Their target, the bridge vital to the success of a spearhead Allied attack only hours away. The bridge is wired in mind for detonation, and intelligence reports suggest that an SS Panzer division is in the area. As paratroopers gather in their chutes, ready their gear, and form up their attack, they know that split-second timing and speed are their only chances for success. Elite rangers check their weapons and grapples, and eye the cliff that rises from the beach into the pre-dawn mists. Their mission, hit the German battery at the top and hit it hard before the Allied invasion fleet comes into range. A mortar blast geysers water beside the boat, and someone cracks a lame joke about the welcoming mat being out. Raw guts and determination are the only hope now. A confident infantry squad peers from the cover of scattered trees and boulders along the crest of the ridge at the river below. Their problem? The last bridge over the last river between them and friendly lines lies below, and the intelligence they have gathered about panzers in the area must be returned to HQ and fast. There's a slight complication. A Tiger I tank squatting by the road on the near bank. Only daring and ingenuity can get them back from behind enemy lines. Behind Enemy Lines is a role-playing game in which allows you to take on the character of U.S. infantrymen in World War II. Parachute drops, night raids, sniper ambushes, pitched battles, combat patrols, and long-range reconnaissance probes are the challenges you face. Your enemy is cunning, well-trained, and well-equipped. Your ingenuity, your courage, and skill are all that stand between you and disaster. Inside, Book 1, Character Generation and Basic Rules. 96 pages of information and tables ranging from character generation, tank data, and equipment weights to the basic sighting and fire tables. Simple and complex game can be played with selected use of this information. Book 2, Event Tables. 48 pages filled with event tables for all types of terrain and situations. In all, 38 tables giving detailed Game Master information and general player descriptions are included. Book 3, Missions, a 56-page booklet containing 3 full-length missions, 4 incidents, historical biographies, and 192 non-player characters. And a 16-page booklet filled with maps for the missions and incidents are also included. 116 counters depicting American and German soldiers, civilians, and special equipment are provided. The counters are two-sided, showing active and incapacitated states of various characters. 4 cardstock sheets of the charts and tables most used in play. Also included is a sample character sheet, 2 6-sided die. Because, right, this is back in the day. So this game, which I think is so interesting, right? This is, right, you've got your box, and then you've got all of your good basic books. Oops, I just dropped pardon me. I can't let that happen. I can't lose that. Hold on. What? And then, right, all these little chits. Like, so there's like a soldier, right, 2-sided. Lots of, which feels very wargamey to me. And, right, character sheet. And lots of tables, because early RPGs, if there's one thing that early RPGs loved, maps, they loved tables. A lot of tables. And then here's one 6-sided die. Where's my other one? What if I only have one 6-sided die in this box, and what if I'm missing the other die? Then I feel like everything is ruined. Ruined. This is all I'm saying. I feel like everything is ruined. It's terrible. Here we go again. American Savior Complex. Kulon, you're right. We probably should not have got involved in World War II, huh, Kulon? We probably should have just left you guys. And maybe also no Lend-Lease? Kulon. I am not like go-go, rah-rah, go-go, Bad Romance USA. But, I mean, the U.S. Lend-Lease process was sort of important to the Allies in World War II. I'm just saying. It does, Sal. It has both dice and tokens. Yeah, it's an RPG, but it feels like that kind of old school RPG that feels a little war gamey to me. And this is 1982. Jordan Weissman developed it. Developed by William Keith Jr., Jordan Weissman, Ross Babcock, Eric Tern, Stephen Tern. Jordan Weissman. We know them. I wonder if what if I play this on stream and tell them about it? All RPGs are like D&D? Ha! I say, ha! I had to adapt dice pools for 50. World War II is so popular. Complicated. It looks like the world needs bombing again. On the plus side, it's about murdering Nazis. 82 Bulpes. And those books do look like MRE packages. Do not. You could think the historians only write about that part of history. Oh no, Trooper, where will you ever find another D6? I don't know. Where will I find it? What will I do? It's so hard to find the D6s. I have. When a war is just, a war is just. You guys had a plan to invade us too. The Japanese got caught up in traffic. That's what saved us. You guys had a plan to invade us too. The U.S. had a plan to invade the UK. I think I find a default. Oh, of course that's true. Jordan Weissman, it does clean the tables. I hate the entire notion of war and violence, but sometimes there's evil that needs crushing. Well, I think it's always complicated, right? Because I'm not going to put this right now. I'll put this right there. And it's complicated. I mean, I know a lot of people who think the U.S. should not be involved in anything at all. You know, who are like, U.S. shouldn't be involved in anything like, you know. And I wonder what would have happened had we not been involved in World War II, if the United States had decided not to be involved financially and had not given any money to the Allies, had not gotten involved, and maybe it would be fine. I mean, I wonder if the UK would have preferred if we did not get involved and did not give any aid. I don't know. U.S. Army War Plan. In the late 20s and early 30s, to requirements for a hypothetical war with Great Britain. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's not like we haven't had wars with the UK before. Yeah, this was developed after World War I. Interesting. I mean, War of 1812, we fought with the UK before. The American Revolution, War of 1812. I'm one of those people, but that's because of all of our post-World War II non-martial interventions have gone very poorly, and most were poor intentions to begin with. As an Englishman of Jewish heritage, I'm glad you did get involved on that one. But, you know, I know a lot of people who don't think we should get involved in any of those things, and yeah. I just remember when I was stationed in Germany, and I was not in uniform or anything. I was just on the street and waiting to cross the street or something like this. You mean what the UK refers to as a colonial dust-up in history class? And that was Levi. And I was standing on the street, about ready to cross the street, and this old German man sees me, and he walks up to me, this old German man that I do not know. I do not know this man. We're on the street. And he's crying, and he sees me, and he grabs my hand, and he says, "Thank you for saving us from Hitler." And that was pretty intense. Do you know what I mean? Like, because he could tell I was a service member, and he said, "Thank you for saving us from Hitler," and that was really, really intense. And I mean, because I'm from San Francisco. I grew up in San Francisco, so I was one of those people that thought that everything the United States does in all ways, all the time, is bad. And like, I thought England, of course, was super great because I grew up watching PBS, pardon me. And so I was one of those sort of like irritating leftists who's like, oh, Europe is great and everything it does, and Europe is perfect, and the United States is bad and everything it does in the United States is bad. I was like one of those sort of irritating leftists that's like, you know, that like if there's a kind of a particular kind of leftist progressiveness that like valorizes Europe as if they ever did anything bad, like colonialism, and sort of hates on everything the United States does. Like it's kind of cool to be that way if you're in certain progressive circles, and I certainly was that way. And being stationed overseas and having that sort of moment was very intense. That was very intense. But he wouldn't say that to a Russian, though. Probably not. The Russians and the Germans, there were a lot of atrocities all over that front. There were a lot of atrocities on that front. And it's also interesting, right? Because I was thinking about my ex-girlfriend's father was, when I lived in Germany, so she's German. Her father was, this is in Bavaria, so was like his family were communists, and they were like the only communist family in that small town, and he, well, no, not everyone did atrocities in the same way. There were differences between how people were treated on different fronts. Yeah, there's still bad blood between the Germans and Russians. No, of course not. Yeah, I don't know. I think writing on the fall of something that happened 75 years ago is not good. So anyway, because he didn't join the Hitler Youth, right? They were like not Nazis, and so he was drafted and sent off to the Eastern Front. So he was like sort of forced to fight the Eastern Front. So he was out there doing the Eastern Front. He got caught, was a prisoner of war on the Russian prisoner of war camp, and treated really poorly. It was like he probably would have died, except that the Americans were moving in, and the Russians at the time they basically decided they didn't want to deal with him anymore. So they packed up him and a bunch of other German prisoners of war and then shipped them off to the Americans. And the Americans put them in an American prisoner of war camp. And when the first thing that happens, they all got there to this American prisoner of war camp, and they got food. The Americans gave them food, and the Germans like just ate everything right away because they thought that would be the only food they would got was some kind of a trick, and they all got really, really sick. But it turns out then the next day they also fed them, and so he has a very sort of intensely pro-American feeling from the way that he was treated as a prisoner of war by the American army, and then also the Marshall Plan. And so these are kind of perspectives. And also when I was in Korea, I also met a bunch of people who were around during the Korean War who were also who were from that era, who were also very sort of excited about American presence there. And so I had to think about the sort of knee-jerk progressive sense of everything that America does is bad, and think about the ways in which that is also not a particularly nuanced take. Yeah. Sal says, I was in Vladivostok on a working liberty, so I was in nice, crisp dress blues, and of course, foreign country, so we're in a buddy system. I wasn't ship's company, so the other person I really knew was the rest of the attachment MET team. So I was walking around with my second class. We pressed by a woman begging in the street. The second class gave like $100 US worth of local currency without being able to understand a damn word of what she was saying. I pointed out that she was probably scamming him because I've been taught that people are always scamming. He told me they didn't care because if she wasn't, he wouldn't be able to live with himself. Intervening is sometimes good. Ice Bunny says, my extra granny was on the last ship out of Danzigat at the end of World War II, and the neighbors of my parents made the trip by foot. Yeah, I mean, it's... yeah, I think it's tricky, right? I mean, I think that... Because, I mean, I will say that most of my social circle are people who think that everything the United States does is bad. Like, I sort of tend to hang out in pretty progressive circles, wherein it is fashionable to dislike anything that we do. And even if we do a good thing, still say it's bad because the motivation wasn't right. So those are the circles that I have grown up in and sort of still end up being in. But having been in the military and having done some of the things that I have done or seen some of the things that I've seen, it gives you a different perspective. And there were times when we did not intervene, and I thought we should have, but we didn't. And I still think about the fact that we didn't intervene in some things, and what happened because we didn't. And I try not to think about it, you know? I try not to think about the things that could have been stopped that weren't stopped because we didn't get involved, and NATO wasn't going to get involved if we weren't going to get involved, and the EU wasn't going to do anything, and because we didn't do anything, nothing was done, and terrible things happened. And I know people who were happy we didn't get involved because the people we would have gotten involved against were like communists, and therefore the communists were good and we were bad, and so it's a good thing we did get involved. Communists, I don't know if you would call them that really. But, you know, sometimes there's genocide. Sometimes genocide is happening. But, you know, so I don't know. I think that I think there's a particular kind of arrogance that comes from being an American who hates America. And I think it's kind of a move to be like, I'm not like regular Americans. I'm like a special good American because I hate America. And I don't think it's healthy. And sometimes there are genocides happening in the world. That's all, as I would say. And I don't think genocide is good, is all we'll say about that one. I think at the end of the day, says Mez, everything is nuanced. That's true. And very little can be discussed with absolute statements. That is also true. And military intervention would certainly fit into that. Yeah, I mean, I don't like war. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like war at all. But I think about mass atrocities, and when you're like, well, let's not get involved because, you know, our motivation wouldn't be good. And so we allow mass atrocities to happen, and when we could stop them. And I you know, I think about that. Missile Monkey says, even if she was scamming, believing that everyone is folly. It's a bit naive, yes, but I was raised to believe that even if everyone's intentions aren't good, in everyone's mind they are good. Yeah. Sal says, side note, Vladivostok is not a nice place. At least the port near where we were, heavy presence of both the Russian and American militaries in full uniform. You think people would want to make a good impression on the foreigners, at least. Oh, yeah, Sal. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, my point is that I think that it's just as bad to be like, everything America does sucks and America's the worst if you're an American, as it is to be like, rah, rah, America, go, 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 which is also terrible. I think that sort of working in those absolutes, either in the absolute of go patriotism, America, love it or leave it, or never being able to see any value in the place that you live, or anything that anyone has ever done that's part of the United States. I think both of those things are not good things. I think those are bad things. And don't lead to, like, I don't think they lead to positive things. I mean, because that's the thing. That kind of like America sucks just leads to isolationism. And isolationism is also not great. Do you know what I mean? It's also not great. So, like, you have to sort of think about, you've got to be in the messy parts. And Missile Monkey says, I'd like to believe that I live in the middle ground. Like, and the middle ground is really messy. It's like hard because you have to sort of take things, you can't just sort of cling to an ideology where like, oh, America's great or like America sucks. Like you have to actually look at each individual moment and sort of start making some assessments, and that's hard. You know what I mean? Like that's not easy. And it's easier to just be like, I've got my dictum, right? Like I've got my thing where I'm like, it's bad, whoosh, it's good, whoosh, like that then you don't have to think, and it's easier. But sometimes it's just not that easy. It's not that easy. Sal says, there's an old saying that somewhere along the lines of nobody hates war like soldiers. That's true. It's a good thing to keep in mind when actual soldiers are saying a war is justified. Yeah, like, yeah. Krellin, the number of good interventions the U.S. has done since World War II could be counted on one hand, though. We mess up a lot and get into things for the wrong reasons a lot. I mean, for some people, we have never gotten into anything for the right reasons. They would say that we didn't get into World War I for World War II for the right reasons. We got into World War II for the wrong reasons. We got into World War everything. Like we've never done anything for the right reasons for the people I know. So if having the wrong motivation makes everything you do bad, and you do not believe the U.S. has ever had any good motivation for anything, then nothing we've ever done is good, and nothing we can do is good, and so there is no point in for us doing anything. So we are one of the major superpowers with a lot of money, and we just take the money, keep it, and then don't do anything. Our economic policies have disadvantaged places around the world and destabilize them, and then once they blow up, we just sit back and do nothing because we would have a bad motivation. I mean, we could do that, but I don't know if that's progressive. I don't know if it's progressive to take money from the world and then when things fall apart, just go, oh, we can't do anything because that would be like, we'd have bad motivations and we're bad. Like, I feel like that is also not actually progressive. And you know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a way in which that isolationist position is also not actually nearly as progressive as it seems like it could be, because it allows you to basically economically exploit other places and then never have to deal with the fallout of your actions, never have to take responsibility for anything that's been done. And it allows, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Mez says, it's been a pleasure, but a writing workshop stream I've been waiting for just started. Oh, have a great stream, Mez. Enjoy the writing workshop. We're going to start our game. So there. War is politics, says Sam. That is true. Sometimes wars are started by people talking, but sometimes it stops them too. Yeah. There's been a ton of trauma in the generation that experienced World War II on all sides, but family dysfunction is a direct result of war trauma. Yeah, I mean, war is always traumatic. I mean, I think Javai says, I think at some point the possibly poor intentions don't matter as long as something gets done. Well, we could stop taking money from the world. We could, but the thing is, at this point, we have so much money that it's like when the UK goes into a country during its colonial days, takes all the resources from that country, and then leaves and says, okay, now you're free, but that place has been completely wrecked. And then the UK just keeps all the resources they had. They're not going to, because now it's theirs. But now they're like, now we're not involved. And I don't think like that's like we're in a global economy at this point in time, and we are intertwined in such ways with people around the world that taking our bricks and going home ends up being a way to, it doesn't end up working out progressively, I don't think. Yeah, most of these people that want to be isolationists don't want to keep capitalism either. We aren't simply marshalling things these days. We give a lot of money in aid, though. I'm 100% in favor of U.S. military's budget is the size it currently is, given that it was 90% of the Corps of Engineers. Well, I mean, and the things we could certainly do that. You know what I mean? Like, we can certainly do that. Nothing good came of war except duct tape, because duct tape is great. Duct tape is pretty good, actually. Duct tape's pretty awesome. We've waited too long. We're gonna play this game. We're gonna play this game is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this game. Remember, we're on a time limit. We're at a time limit. So at least we get like an hour and a half of this game in, maybe. because I've got to end at 9. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be hosting Critical Role at 10 o'clock because I've got a lot to do for this game tomorrow. So, so you can play it out. I did the delay. So we have a lot of things that we can look up. A lot of, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot here that we should be looking at, and there are a lot of, and here's the thing, and this is before I even, Farissa, before we even get into this, I think I need to say something, and that is, we cannot see all of the videos because we're under a time limit. And you know how I'm probably going to be able to see fewer ones than maybe other people. And also, apparently, the ending you get is different based on which videos you've seen. So we are going to be sort of like, what videos we look at is going to sort of frame a little bit about what happens in this game. So there's, unlike Her Story, which I think is a fixed ending, this one does not. So we are kind of in a thing, right? Like we, yeah. We, however, are here at Thanksgiving. We haven't finished watching all the videos of Thanksgiving, and I think we should. We should do that a little bit. The Marshall Plan gave Wet Germany a big boost. DDR was plugged like a chicken in. What I don't know what they call it in English, if you have to pay for having started the war. West. Reparations in English, yeah, reparations. So the last video we saw was, oh, this was him talking about how he couldn't go to Thanksgiving, right? That was the last thing we were dealing with, about how he couldn't go to Thanksgiving because he's gonna be having an affair with the environmentalists. So this is them, look, this is them in the tent, and I think this is when he gets her pregnant, actually, and I think we should find out what's going on. Is what this is what I'm saying.
Everybody, this is Ava and David. We're here at the Silver Ridge camp protesting Prosper and Sovereign Pipeline.
On Thanksgiving, families across America come together to celebrate and to give thanks for food and family. But this holiday also erases the genocide in our history, the theft of the land and its resources that was the foundation of America.
This theft continues today. The government acts in favor of corporations and allows them to brutalize the land, water, and people. All for what? To sell more fossil fuels? For corporate profits. This pipeline will pollute the water and bring illness and death.
So we encourage all of you to protest peacefully to block further pipeline development and to protect the land for future generations. Water is life. Say no to the Sovereign Pipeline. Whoa, whoa.
There are things we clearly have to search for. Gang. We're just taking little notes right now. This is 17. Sovereign Pipeline protest. Thanksgiving. Family, maybe? We do have 2 more. What is this? This is also Thanksgiving, but it is later in the day, evening. What is this? You are hearing music? Wow, that was scripted really well to the end, right? Okay, so it looks like he's talking to his wife now, is what it looks like.
Hi there. How's it going? You know, it's not the worst tofu I've had, actually, in the last few days.
Who's he talking to? His wife, do you think? No. That's not how he talks to his wife, I don't think. I think it's work. Tofu.
Sorry I ruined Thanksgiving.
No, he's talking to his wife. Strained. Yeah, they've totally memorized the script. Yeah.
Emma. Emma, we have rules. Emma, stop.
Ooh, okay. This is not going well. Okay. Hasty Spider, this is not going well at all.
Hey, babe. Hi, happy Thanksgiving.
Ooh. We're gonna search for divorce, right?
What do you mean you ate pumpkin pie? Well, that's great, because that just means there's gonna be more pumpkin pie for me.
I love a good tofu. I like seitan.
Wow. Well, guess what? I'll give you $5 too. Yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world, kid. Yeah. What? No, Alba, that was very naughty. You don't do that to people when they're asleep. Alba?
Hi. No, hello, it's David. No, I'm at work, remember? Sure, Emma told you I'm gonna be home in a few weeks for a short visit, though.
Oh, yeah, that's the mom. I think she does have dementia.
Well, that's because my work doesn't look like normal work.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a private conversation. Rissa, I wouldn't either. I would not have this conversation in public.
No. It's David.
Oh. I don't like having phone conversations in public either. Yeah, no. Yeah, if I were undercover, this is not a conversation we're having in public. But I think he probably can't have it anywhere else because they're out for the protest, right? I think that's the problem. That this is probably the only place he could be away from his environmental people. Yeah, I think she was yelling at him, Rissa. I think that she was yelling at him. I think this went really poorly. Also, just side note, I think the mother-in-law really is having some dementia. Sovereign Parliament protest Thanksgiving. Let's put in chatting with wife in diner. Yeah, so I think we have the other half of this conversation here. Yeah, this is the other half, and I'm a little concerned about how this conversation is going to go, to be honest. But, you know, sometimes to avoid more issues, we make compromises, and sometimes a compromise is worse than the potential issues. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna... Here we go.
Hey. Great. Really great. How's your tofu?
Oh, I'm really worried about this conversation.
Well, we have lots of turkey left over. Put some in a box for you for when you make it home, whenever that might be. We've got mashed potatoes. We've got tons of pumpkin pie, but sorry, no more wine. We drank that.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a girl from work come by. She didn't have anyone. She loves cranberry sauce. Julie, the redhead.
Yeah.
Ruined. Don't be dramatic. You know, Thanksgiving's something we really just do for Alba's benefit anyway. And all she really wants is her dada, so.
Oh. So
Maybe Mike could send over another agent to take your place. You know, that could work for me too. You know, there's only so much you can do over the phone. Are agents allowed to screw on assignment? Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's what this is about.
Fire your weapon if you intend to kill.
I see. Because he's been I think that he was cheating on her, and that's why he's a little bit touchy.
Gotta love a clean shooting. Alba wants to talk to you.
Yeah. I think she touched a nerve and he didn't know it.
Dada! I hate pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
I've been practicing for my recital. Mama says she will give me $5 if I sing. You going to be there? Daddy, watch this.
No.
She is cute.
Daniel, what are you doing there?
No, that's David.
I thought you were at home. Did you step out?
Yeah.
You don't look like you're at work.
Yeah.
Christ, I'm so tired. I fell asleep waiting for you to come home. 2 drinks, and I'm out like a light.
Levi, you're right. She's got a good performance and she's so young.
Honey.
Yeah.
Wake me when you get in, okay?
Yeah. Mother-in-law's got she's yeah, it's not good. You're doing a good job with the music in the background. Oh, I do like pumpkin pie. So, considering we don't have a lot of time, chatting with wife and diner. I'm going to just say mom deaf has dementia. Yeah. She's fading fast. It's not great. I wonder how long ago Daniel dropped out of the picture. That's a good question. Kids are great until they do things that make you want to say those words you shouldn't say in front of children. I would have had her perform against her real dad. So I'm thinking, look, I think since we don't have a lot of time, I think we should do a search for Karen, the person who's watching this, and see what we can find out about her, because I want to find out who this is. I mean, there's a lot of things we should probably be looking at, but... Oh, there are only 3 records on Karen. Oh. Okay. Well... Huh. There's only 3 words, only 3 records on Karen. Well, let's see what we can find. And we've already seen one of them. So let's see what we got. This is authoritarianism, maybe. I want pie. So 2, yeah, those 2. And what's happening in 2/22/18? All right, so we have a meeting where talking to Mike about Greenstorm and Ava moving in. Okay, and Mike is his boss. So we have a general... Oh, this is the other half of a conversation we've had. No, if you've seen them, they've got the little eye on them. So we had a conversation where he was talking to Mike about Greenstorm and Ava moving in with him. So this is the other half of that conversation. So we can see what that's about. Let's see what we have here. All right.
Karen's report 3 times now. Unless I missed it, nowhere in the report is there an operational justification for the assault on the individual codenamed Sleepy. Sleepy. Okay, and you plan to ingratiate yourself into a group who's to almost kill half of its leadership?
Oh, this is him getting in trouble.
I'm having a hard time believing you're FBI now.
Yeah, more 7 dwarves. Yeah, Snow White. We should really look at these fairy tale names.
You need to provide documentation of their conspiracies to break the law.
I did. I feel like I did. I feel like I did. I feel like I totally did. Yeah, I did.
I've read Karen's.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. No, I think Sleepy is not the agent he burned. I think Sleepy is that guy Richard.
You need to provide documentation of their conspiracies to break the law.
I think it was Richard, the leader guy. We should probably look into him.
But the public needs to see evidence that these kids are the American jihadists.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of that Sleepy guy who I think is a...
Yeah, I'm just worried you're a little too emotionally involved, David. I mean, these are not calculated blows.
Richard, right?
Tell me.
Richard?
You're enjoying this too much. Real relationships are messy. This operation has too many moving parts.
Okay. That's fine. And this is talking to Mike about Greenstorm and Ava moving in. Mike's not happy about the violence against Sleepy. And this is the last one. This is 4/24/18, which is what is happening here. So this is the day after, yeah, or the relationship. This is the day after talking to his boss, Mike, about the exit plan, whereas like he's like, you gotta get out, right? So let's see what we have here. Okay, so why is the word Karen in this one? So this is part of the crew in his apartment, it looks like. Okay, what is this? This is the day after him needing to leave.
Yes, thank you. All right. I think
He
we
did.
all know now what happened at Convergence, how that went down. I think going forward, what we need to do is decide as a group if we want to try and organize something else around David's bridge plan, or maybe...
We don't need to vote here, all right? We got wrapped up in that narrative on the boat, but we back now. We need to accept the fact that the pipeline is done, and we need to get in front of the next big picture.
No, that's bullshit.
Convergence.
We need to act on this now, on the pipeline. Otherwise, I don't understand what we're doing.
Eric said that we need help to make this thing safe.
Yeah.
Greenstorm said no.
Yeah, we've already talked. I know.
Greenstorm says no.
Sure, you wanted to blow up a bridge?
Okay.
No,
Wesley,
no.
can we-
Wesley.
Everybody, it's like take a deep breath, okay? We're all trying to accomplish the same thing here, and arguing is...
David!
Hi.
Uh-oh.
Who's this?
I'm Karen. I'm a friend of David's. We used to date back in California, but that's ancient history now.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You must be Ava.
Oh.
I don't know who I am, but... Are you Elvis' mom? No, not the maternal type.
Who's Albert?
David.
Karen, this is not okay.
Sorry, honey. I was in town and I didn't call in on you. I saw your van out, but I didn't realize you'd have company.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this outside.
No, I called her, but you know how I like surprises.
Ooh. Ooh. What? What was she doing there?
David's never mentioned Karen.
No. This is some other FBI person.
You know what? Her timing was good, because I'm pretty sure David was
Interesting. Feels like entrapment.
Things got pretty intense.
What was she doing there?
I'm so sorry. Karen is, she's
And a bad ex.
stalking me on Facebook since I got here, and she's in town, I guess, for a conference or something. So nothing's done. Is it okay if we just table this for another time? Talk later. Is that okay? Just talk, okay?
Yes, of course, Wesley.
Oh. Why did she show up? Do we have a code name for her? Why did she show up? That's sketch. Do you think we can search by date? Yeah, this is bad. Oh. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad, everybody. Why did she show up? What? Oh. That's... Oh, this is after... Okay, look. This is interesting, right? Remember you had that whole argument the day before about not wanting to basically pull the plug? Like, he didn't want to sort of like leave, and Mike's like, you gotta go. Yeah, I think maybe we search for X. Let's see. Karen shows up. Okay. So let's try X. Oh, hey, we got 5 records on X. That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it might have been or I think maybe it was, I think she's some kind of handler for him. Maybe we could look for handler or something like, she's some kind of organizational person, and he was not wanting to leave, and so maybe she showed up to let him know that, hey, you know what I mean? So what do we have here? We have 11:3. We have Emma talking about mom's dementia. Yeah, maybe, or threatened to break his cover. Like, maybe not, like, she didn't break it, but she's like, I want you to know you're getting out, so you cannot, we're going to start making this hard for you. Like, something like that. So I think we have a conversation, Emma talking about mom's dementia. I think this is probably the other side of that conversation. Probably. Yeah, right? Levi says letting him know that they're watching him and can blow it up in his face if he doesn't actually get out on his own. Yeah. Rissa says that's the impression I got from an earlier conversation with Mike, but that was not good regardless. Yeah, that's not good. She didn't break it, but she almost certainly set the pieces in play for it to break, and that's as bad. Yeah. And also, like, did she have permission to do that? Like, that's... Like, there's some questionableness there. I mean, ooh, that... And she seems so... And that was a good cover.
Ooh.
But...
All right, are we doing this then? Invading each other's personal space? Yeah. Okay, so what are we watching?
What is Karen thinking right now that she saw that?
That's interesting.
We haven't done California, right? We probably should.
Okay. I think I just got here. Link.
I don't think we did California.
Burn on a wire.
We didn't. Maybe we should.
And Mel Gibson.
I'm worried, everybody.
Okay. All right. Just a second. Let me set it up.
Wait, I don't think we saw the other half of this. Mel Gibson?
Okay.
Or Bird on a Wire?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, exciting. New York City.
Yeah, I think we should look for Bird on a Wire. Or Mel Gibson. Yeah, people are smart, and I'm very concerned about this. I'm concerned about this.
Good afternoon, Miss Graves. Welcome. Oh, how nice to see you.
I feel like this probably
Gentlemen are expecting you.
isn't Cam Girl. Right? That would surprise me. Yeah, Sal says people are smart, especially when they think they're being lied to. Yeah. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Yeah. This is very worrisome. I think they basically put him in I think they put him in a position where he had to actually take the exit plan.
Hey, it's just us here. What are you looking for?
That's worrisome.
All right, still beating up on your ex-husband?
Ex?
Oh, who's your ex-husband? Me and my...
Ex.
Who wants her?
Ex.
Hey, Pookie.
Yeah.
I just meant to be affectionate.
Yes, Missile Monkey.
What's the matter, babe?
Forcing his hand. And not in a subtle way. Because they're like, you need to get out. And that was one of our later clips. One of the last ones before...
Anyway, I'm socked in. They're installing my big screen on Sunday, and I've got a Mile High Mall presentation next week.
Yeah, it's like one of our last clips
Buy
before...
a Chevy. Prove you're American.
Before he's been pulled out.
Only when you get there. That dude never could get Goldie Hawn. Thunder. Detroit? Nice.
Who's he talking to, do you think? His wife? Ava?
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, they are.
No! Help me, Marvin! Help me, Marvin! Help me! Help me, Marvin! I forgot about this part. Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
I'm concerned
Oh, God! Help me, Marvin! Get me out of here!
that this is not with his wife. That's my concern.
Get me out of here! Get me off this thing! Oh, Marvin, what am I gonna do with no legs? Look at your face!
Me neither.
He's pissed.
I have no idea.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I gotta do something to break up the monotony.
Apparently, filming this video game was actually quite difficult
Bored as hell.
because they
Don't take
didn't...
it personal, old Marvin.
They actually wanted people to be
Restless guy.
talking to each other live.
I travel around so much. Like I told you. You know, I guess I get it from my daddy. He was a traveling salesman. He sold hairbrushes in Kentucky.
No, you're not.
Oh, he raised hogs and then he sold hairbrushes.
I want to know who he's talking to.
You can't say you never pulled anybody's leg before. Station bell rings, horn honks. I'll get it.
Who?
Can I help you, ma'am?
We need to figure.
All right.
We need to get that violence. Sleepy, Richard.
Hey, is that WJBL on the radio? That's what it is, all right. That's the 60s station. I'll listen to that all day. You know what they say about the 60s, don't you?
Nope.
You can remember them, you wasn't there. Ha 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 ha. You want me to check under the hood, ma'am?
Chris?
You come to Detroit and you rent a Beamer? That's like going to Germany and eating Jimmy Dean sausages. Oh, in Tennessee, I never saw cars like this. I was 22 before I knew foreigners made cars.
Rick Jarman is put in witness protection.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a Southern boy.
Where's my cursor?
Billy Ray.
Cursor. There we go. From Google, Rick Jarman, Mel Gibson, is put in witness protection after he helps the FBI bust a drug dealer, Eugene Sorensen. 15 years later, he's living with a new identity as a gas station attendant in Detroit. When an old flame named Marianne stops at the gas station and recognizes him, his cover gets blown. The recently released Sorensen finds out, and both Jarman and Marianne have to flee across country with a vengeful Sorensen in hot pursuit. FBI movie.
Scoundrels. My mama thought it might have been my daddy.
I'm looking for this thing.
Okay. All right. Is that cash or card, ma'am? Beg your pardon?
MasterCard do? Sorry, that's the one. That'd be just fine.
Peter's the guy. Peter.
I do?
Peter. We should find out about that.
Oh. I never went to Mexico. I didn't mean to. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Missile Monkey, I'm with you. Like, dude, shut up.
You want to sign that?
I think they are repeating the movie to each other.
He was good looking.
I think they've got on subtitles.
You have a nice day then. Ma'am? A tattoo?
I want to know who he's talking to. I'm concerned.
No, I don't have a tattoo.
I also feel like we need to look for the word divorce.
Uh-oh.
Or stalker.
Hope nobody's looking. There, satisfied?
Search Burn on a Wire, yeah.
Now I got some shrapnel there.
I don't think he was sleeping with Karen at all. I just,
It's all down my right side. Meaning what? He was very much against killing. Sorry.
the other person's line.
Sorry, ma'am. What do you mean? Of course it is. They're like meant for each other. What? Come on, I'm trying. I'm doing an Australian, playing an American, putting on a Southern accent. There's a lot of layers here.
Hey, Falcon.
Are you saying that you're recasting me? Wait till you hear from my agent. But you are attracted to me?
Oh, I bet this is Ava. I bet this is not his wife. Yeah, I have some concerns here. I'm your ex. We're still friends. I was in town, so is a pretty good slapdash cover for a handler wanting to remind their asset that they have a family back home. Yeah, I think that's true. I feel like... Oh, we have one more. We're going to do the... This is interesting to me. So 11/3/17. This is the same day that Emma's talking about his mom's having dementia. The same day that happens, David watching Bird on a Wire with someone. So there is a clip here, but I think we're going to go back. I will, it's very short. So let's just see this clip, and then we'll go and do Bird on the Wire and see what this is about. This is him with Mike. Right after this one. Let's see what we have here. Because I don't know what this is. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
You look like the cat who got the cream.
Stomach cramp? She's just worried about you meeting her ex.
Slept with the Martin girl.
Mm-hmm.
Remember why we only give these jobs to agents with wives. Right, that's better. Those two are your targets for phase 3. Yeah, we know she thought a favor with him, and that's why the plan worked so well. Not the obvious route into the organization, but she's credible.
They give these missions to agents who have wives. Creepy. What is that?
She's just worried about you meeting her ex. People are simple machines. The digestive system's easily confused.
I'm concerned.
Excellent. Let them approach you.
So they're still liking him.
Let's leave that for the final report.
So I really would like to know the other half of that conversation. I don't know necessarily how we find it, but we'll find out. Probably Ava. Let's see, this is 11, 6, 17. Let's say talking to David about sleeping with Ava. He's worried she's pregnant, and Mike's telling him she's nervous about, yeah, I think that's what it is. I am pretty invested in this. Yeah, final report. That's another good one. Final report. So let's do Bird on a Wire and see if... Nope, that's only one. So let's go Goldie. Yeah. He was talking to Ava. That's with Ava. Of course it is. Of course he's talking to her. Of course this is him having intimacy with his not wife. I suppose for his cover. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is awkward. I think we really do need to search for divorce, by the way.
Hey. Yeah, it's a fun idea. We get to have a night in together without having... Yes. Thank you for understanding.
A night in together without having sex.
Here's a bit of an extra twist. You turn on the captions, you turn off the sound, and we play the parts ourselves. Yeah. It's just a thing that I invented called movie night karaoke. I'll be all the female roles and you do all the men, okay?
That means he's going to talk a lot because, you know, this is...
I'm a sucker for Goldie Hawn romantic comedies from before I was born. Well, young Mel Gibson is my problematic babe.
Worrisome. Yeah. Not his wife.
Ready?
I still want to know about Cam Girl.
1, 2, 3. I'm Long City, kid.
I wonder if this is actually the...
Don't forget, I'm all the women, you're all the guys. Yep.
I wonder.
Hello.
I know, the reflection's good, right? That's Karen who's watching this, by the way. I'm torn between going into, like, finding out more personal stuff.
No thanks. Brad, Dex, sorry I can't stay for lunch.
Or the stuff about the environmentalists.
Partner. At a board meeting, you know, nothing for me. No, maybe a Diet Coke. Make that an Evian water. No, I'll have a San Pellegrino in water, no ice. Got it? Here's the deal. There's no deal. My client balked. I tried to sell it, but she wouldn't do it. She thinks her company's worth more. On second thought, that looks interesting. Smoked chicken?
There is a time limit on this game. It's worrisome.
I'm looking for a world of fair play.
She is better.
Where the corporate big guys don't always get their way. Oh, you're gonna pay for that one. He does. Don't call me Pookie.
I like the little asides to the conversation.
I'm in a meeting, and I don't have much time.
I'm worried about what this means.
Remember when you said you wanted to have sex with me in some weird place?
I don't know how much time I have. They didn't say. They didn't say. And so that's...
What can I do by myself in Detroit? I don't love you and I don't miss you. Bye.
I like her. Also...
Oh, 100%. Do you see his mustache? Lightning. Detroit, Michigan! Yeah!
Also...
This guy, okay? Billy Ray, you gonna sleep down there? Oh, sorry.
Secret time limit. Ugh.
Hold on, bro.
Also, like,
Damn it.
I feel like they were entrapping them. He was the one who was like, let's blow up a building, the FBI guy. They were like, I don't know. I don't even know.
Something wrong with your brain, boy.
I like her. She's getting arrested and she's pregnant. And...
You're bored, huh?
It's worrisome to me. It's worrisome. I feel like she's going to get screwed over real bad. Legally, undercover operators can do pretty much
you raised hogs in Tennessee.
everything other than plan and recruit for the crime.
You'll bullshit at the drop of a hat.
It's all entrapment.
Hong Kong.
She is, right?
I was the horn. Unleaded, please.
Let's blow up a building is probably entrapment. But, you know.
I have no idea.
I'm worried. I don't know what we search for right now because there's so much. I think stalker, maybe. Hey, J-Rab, how are you doing? How are you doing? They're watching Bird on the Wire, Goldie Hawn, Mel Gibson.
Delicious.
And they're like, he's like getting into an intimate relationship with her, and I don't mean just that they have sex, but they're sharing time with each other, you know.
Tennessee?
Do you think it's a movie coincidence she picks me about someone in witness protection? Yes, but I think it's like for us. Yeah, she's cute. She deserves better than a dull, borderline violent asshole trying to turn her into a terrorist. I agree, Sal. We talked, we laughed. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to commit a felony. Levi said.
Will MasterCard do?
You can't yada, yada felony, missile monkey. Levi says, also starting a relationship with Owen sounds like a real bad plan.
You remind me of someone a lot. Yeah, a boy, a man, named Rick Jarman. His plane went down in the mountains in Mexico.
Like, what do you...
15 years ago.
Like, what do you plan on doing 3 months into the relationship? Just tell the partner everything you told them is a lie? Yeah, it seems like a bad idea.
You laugh like him. You look like him.
Sal notes, you don't typically start a relationship whilst undercover with the intent of sticking to it. Trooper, trooper, bo booper, banana fana, fo fooper, fee fi mo mooper. Trooper.
Billy Ray? Do you have a tattoo?
Uh-oh. No?
Your upper right arm, a dove? I'm not leaving till you show me.
Oh, awkward. I like Goldie Hawn, but I don't like Mel Gibson. Are you...
My friend would have never been in that war.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Yeah, these are my feelings. I mean, undercover agents lying is kind of the job description. It's true.
Killing. Come on, man.
It's true. It's true. It's the job.
Well, you just stole my line, so there you go. This isn't gonna work.
She likes him.
No, this movie night, dummy. Your accent is terrible.
Ooh, we should maybe search for pregnant.
You need to get some sleep. You have a rally tomorrow.
Pregnant? Maybe?
I'm not attracted to you for your acting ability.
What?
Good luck tomorrow. Stay safe. I
like her. This is a bad scene. Yeah, you're under arrest. By the way, this is our breakup. Like, awkward. So what do you think? Do we do, what happens if we do stalker? Like, we might not get a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so that's nothing. A lot more than movie night isn't going to work. Yeah. Stalk? So I feel like intent rarely converts. Yeah. So I think we should probably do, like, there's a lot of things we could do right now. And what if we do pregnant? No, we said we'd look into divorce. Okay, no divorce, right? Oh, final report. Final report. We read that one. Sal Creeper. Some years ago, they had an undercover agent as a player in the Big Brother USA, and he won. Oh, really? Oh. Okay. We have got 6 records about the word pregnant by, oh yeah, we totally have to do Convergence and Snow White, by the way. Like, there's so many things we have to do, and I feel like we have so little time, and it's freaking me out because there's probably all this good stuff in there. Convergence, Michigan, Trader, Knife or Knives. We haven't done Alba yet, the daughter. We haven't done, all right, so pregnant is 6, and so we're not going to get everything here, but let's figure out what we got. Get ya flask. So this is 311-218. So this is right before David exposes Chris as a black kite. Oh, we do have to look for Chris and Black Kite and Convergence and that company. Let's see what we got. Oh, I haven't done bridge yet either. Oh, Levi, there's so many terms. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I'm very concerned about all of this. I don't even know. He's telling stories to his daughter, which I think we can probably fast forward through the daughter one. I don't even know about this. I don't, like, oh, Rapunzel. Yes, like we have all of these fairy tale things. And look, I am feeling very like all this is bad. I think we should do die, death, kill.
Hey, babe. You doing okay? Yeah, things are a little hard right now, honey, so we just have to be strong for Mama, you know?
Oh, daughter's calling. Mama, mommy.
Okay, sure. You want one from your book, or? Oh, okay. I'll just, all right.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be this.
Do you know the story of Rumpelstiltskin? Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Okay, sure, yeah.
It's a lot of fairy tales here, people.
Let me see if I can remember. Okay, well, once upon a time, there was a girl. And she was the daughter of a miller, I think, which is a kind of farmer. And she had the most beautiful blonde hair. I mean, it was so beautiful, it caught the sun like it was gold.
You met Rumpelstiltskin, Rissa?
Well, maybe she becomes one. Just wait and see. All right. So, her father...
Princess.
He liked to tell tall tales. Okay? And one day, he boasted to the king that his daughter was so talented that she could spin straw into pure gold. All right? And the king, he called him out on his bluff, and he summoned the girl, and he said that if she could truly make gold from straw, that he would allow her to marry his son, the prince.
Because she's worth money.
He'd chop off her head, okay?
Ooh, I hadn't thought about Lies. That's a good one. That's a good one, Rissa. Lies is a good one.
Well, I mean, then she'll be a queen, and in the old days, most of the girls wanted to marry a prince, right? So,
like that. Anyway, the king.
Hey, Chicken
He
Wolf.
locks the girl in a tower.
Oh,
with
I'll see you later, Mr. Monkey.
a small pile of straw. And he says he's going to return in the morning, all right, to see if she has made the straw into gold. And the night passes. And in the morning, she's given up all hope, right? When all of a sudden, a little small strange man appears, okay? He asks her if she has any wishes, and she says she wishes to turn the straw into gold, right? And so the imp says he can do such a thing, but first she must give him her necklace. So the girl gives up her necklace, of course, and the imp, he sits at this spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins, and he spins, and he spins, and he produces this pile of golden thread.
He's a good storyteller.
Knock at the door, right? Because it's morning, and he just disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this small pile of gold, and he is amazed. The king is so amazed, but he's suspicious because he thinks this might be a fluke. You know what I mean? So he moves her to a second tower with an even bigger pile of straw.
This seems convenient for the king to get lots of free gold.
Spin the straw into gold by morning, or off with your head. So the girl waits and waits all night long, and then again, just before dawn, that little imp appears. Okay, and this time he demands her ring. So she gives him her ring, and he spins the gold into straw, and then he disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this pile of gold, and the king is almost convinced, but for a final time, he throws her in
This is Rumpelstiltskin.
third tower with a huge pile of straw.
He's telling his daughter the story.
Gold, and he leaves. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But the girl,
some fratricide.
Jewelry left. All right. So what's she gonna do? And the imp says, "If you give me your firstborn child, I'll turn the straw into gold."
What about this? That's like a.
She's so terrified that she says, "Yes, of course."
That seems like a big, escalation.
Entire huge pile of straw into gold.
See you in CR, Indio.
Right before the king walks in, he disappears, and the king opens up the door, and he's so excited he can't believe in it. He says, "Truly, you are magical," he says. That's his voice. And then the very next day, the girl, she's married to the prince, right? And despite all the weirdness of this marriage, they actually really like each other. In fact, they fall in love. And 2 years later, that little girl, now a princess, is pregnant. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, in the summer, she gives birth to this beautiful baby daughter.
Now we know hope again. Yeah.
Her happiness.
Oh, that's interesting.
This new little girl. It's short-lived because guess who comes back? The imp. The imp reappears and he says, "I've come to collect my reward," he says, "and the baby is mine." And the princess, she sobs and she offers him like all the riches in the kingdom, but he insists. He says, "I want that baby," and she begs him, "Please,
baby."
And finally, the imp says, "Okay. If you can guess my name within 3 days, you can keep the baby. But if not, the baby is mine, as we agreed." And he leaves, and the princess, she is distraught.
It's nice that he gave her an option.
Her staff and her servants out into the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. But by midnight of that first day, no one's been able to track down anything, or the creature, or his name. And the imp, he appears, and he asks her, "What is my name?" And she guesses, "Is it David?" And he laughs. He says, "No, 2 more guesses," and he leaves.
Yeah, changing the deal so it's all downsides makes no sense. It's
Nobody
true.
comes back with any information, and he arrives again at midnight, and she guesses this time. No, it's not. He says, "No." Laughs the imp, okay? He says no, and he leaves. It's not Stephen. And the next day, Princess.
I wonder why he's upset about Steven. Steven.
She doesn't know what to do. She only has one more guess.
Steven.
1 more day. So she
Steven.
leaves the baby with her servants, and she just walks into the forest because she's so worried she's going to lose her baby. And she wanders
Steven.
and wanders all day and into the evening.
Steven.
She wanders and suddenly she comes on a small clearing, okay? And a little field. And in that little field is a little tent, and in the center of it, there is a little small fire, and she hides. She hides behind a bush. And out of the tent, to her amazement, out comes the imp. And he's dancing around the fire, right? And he sings, "Today, plans I make. Tonight, the baby I take. The princess will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." And smiling to herself, the princess runs back to the castle because she heard his name. And that evening, the imp arrives.
He's a good actor.
Right? And he's kind of gloating, and he asks her his name. And the princess kind of looks sad, she's kind of pretending to be sad, and she gnashes her teeth a little bit. But then she looks him in the eye and she says, "Your name's Rumpelstiltskin." And the imp, his eyes bulge, and he looks like he's gonna burst, and his head goes, red. He shakes it like he's gonna explode, and all of a sudden it's, do you think he should? Okay, well, then Rumpelstiltskin ran away, and he never came back. And the princess became queen, and her daughter grew up to be a wonderful queen in her own right, and everyone lived happily ever after. Yeah? Yeah.
I know.
That's a good question. I don't know, maybe he was lonely.
Interesting.
It's just a story.
Interesting.
You do?
I want to know what she says.
I guess. Now that you mention it, most of the people in the story were bad. You would?
I want to know.
Okay. Well, honey, I have to go out, I'm afraid, so. But yeah, you got your glowworm, right? Oh, I love that name. That's a great name. All right, come here. Give me a kiss, real quick. Love you, kid.
It's
Night, night.
worrisome. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm very worried about all of this. So this is the daughter's side. What's this, 311? I think we can probably put... we can probably fast forward through a lot of this. David tells his daughter, Rumpelstiltskin. I know. I feel like we can probably fast forward through a lot of this and learn a bunch of things, probably. I'm confused. What's this game and what's it about? So we are, I think, an FBI agent who's going through stolen NSA footage, and there's a bit of a mystery, and we're trying to figure out what is happening in these people's lives by going through their video footage. Also, we've got to... so we got the first half of the conversation. Now we're going to get the second half, but I think we can probably fast forward through quite a bit of it because most of the time I think she's just going to be listening. But I need to find out what's going on with this Steven situation. He's undercover. He's an FBI agent who's undercover trying to infiltrating a environmentalist group.
Mimon's very sick. I tried to go in a special bed, but Mommy yelled at me.
Grandmother's sick.
That's what the doctor said. Are you gonna tell me a bedtime story?
It's Rumble Humber Hopper. I think it's.
I'm pulling my book now. Make one up.
So I think.
Rumpelstiltskin? No. Can you hear it?
I don't know why they're borked, but I feel like we get to forward. So apparently, what they did was, but it doesn't always. It often like will actually forward through. I think it sort of got stuck. So like we can fast forward. So what they did was they had a whole thing where they
Not a princess?
I think it's stuck. It's borked. So when they filmed this, they wanted the actors to actually be reacting to each other as opposed to they normally do it in film. You just get your side by yourself without any added stuff. And so they had to sort of find a location where they could like basically.
Her? And does she want to marry his son? I don't want to get married to anybody.
She's going to pull her face off. Are we sure it's stolen, not leased footage? And so I think I totally lost my train of thought. There's so much. Oh yeah, so they built this sort of set where a lot of connected rooms so that people could be next to each other and filming the scene simultaneously, and the director could go back and forth and talk to them. Oh, thank you, Rissa. By the way, we're gonna do a giveaway for Mother Gunship, which is a first-person shooter, and just say something the next 5 minutes, and then you'll be entered to win. And then we'll. Oh, here we go.
My teacher is pregnant. She last touched her bump. I asked where she got it, and she said, mind my own business.
Good for her. Mother Gunship, father through nuclear warhead. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to order something because I haven't had time to cook. I have food to cook, but I haven't had time to cook. So I'm gonna have to Grubhub it. And I don't know what I'm gonna Grubhub. I haven't decided. There are people, undergraduates talking. Here we go. Steven's shown up.
Steven!
I want to know what's up with this, Steven. I want you to know that. Like, I am suspicious of it. And I finished lasagna. Ooh. Not like a real one, but like one of those frozen pre-made ones you throw in the oven for an hour. Hey, any lasagna makes me happy. Unless, yeah, I know. And the subtitles got fixed. So I do want to find out what's up with this Steven.
Does he explode? No, he should just go away and never come back.
Ooh, artichoke hearts are delish, Volpez. I'm probably getting gas station food. I have ribs, but I think I'll save them for tomorrow. Yeah. And tomorrow's,
That was a good story. I guess being queen would be good.
Tomorrow's, like,
What do you think the
French
emperor's
resistance.
going to do with the baby? Was he going to eat it?
I'm probably not going to cook until Saturday or Sunday. Saturday.
What did the story mean?
Oh, by the way, my wrist is feeling better. I have to
We
wrist.
have to write the author's message for every story. Was Rumpelstiltskin the bad guy? If I was queen, I would chop off their heads.
What does her mean?
She's called Glowy.
Hey, Glowworm. It is a good question. She's a good actor, this little kid. Or the director is really good.
Night-night.
You can always tell our little angel is tired when she starts talking about chopping off heads. Yeah. So we do have 3 more under pregnant. And this is 329. So 329 is the meeting when they meet Reardon of Green Storm.
I'm pregnant.
Okay. Glowworm might have been her mom's. Yeah. Frenched ribistance. That's when you clear the meat off the end of the bones before you cook them. Yes. Or maybe it's when you use meat to struggle against the man. Yeah, we're finding out about pregnancy, people.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll be right out.
Romantic dinner. Morning sickness on a boat. We're gonna do our giveaway, by the way.
Riordan made me feel like I meant nothing. Like I was a little girl.
We have to search for Riordan.
To everyone, you know, and
We have to search for her too.
but I really think we can use her.
Just don't want you doing anything that's gonna get you locked up, David.
Well, I think we're really past the point of a peaceful protest. Don't you? I mean, if I gotta spend a day or even a month in a jail cell, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I mean, what did you think I was doing with Eric's friends? You know, this is the mission.
Fuck the mission. David, we're having a baby.
What?
I'm pregnant.
Like that fancy crown thingy with ribs that obviously were only for royals and nobles originally.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's in.
Awkward.
That's incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's. Wait, how long have you known?
This is bad.
A week?
People.
David, this could be your second chance. But we can do this together. We have to do this together, right?
Yeah.
It took you 5 days too long to say incredible, my dude. Yep.
Yeah, we'll do it all.
Oh, there can be other people who can sacrifice themselves for the cause. Only you can be a father to this child.
Second chance.
You want to change the world, I get it, yeah, but for who? This is who.
Okay, Ava. We have to think this through, okay?
I've thought it through.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we have to think this through.
I've thought it through. Trust me. David, I was supposed to be something special. Okay, my music, I was supposed to be a big deal, but
This is bad. This is so bad, Sea Spider.
Eric, everybody, you know, I was drawn to them because they were different, because they wanted to change the world. You know?
This is bad.
But my music's, it's not good enough. I'm never gonna be famous.
Music.
I've learned that maybe there's nothing wrong with being ordinary. Ordinary can be magical. I'm falling in love with you, David.
Oh, that's bad.
This feels right.
Oh. So bad.
Ava, I love you.
Do you, David?
I do. Yeah. I mean, this is everything to me.
He's about to say something bad because he's a cheating asshole. This is bad.
But I know that life comes at you in waves, and
What are you gonna say?
it's possible to miss out on your chance, and I've definitely missed out on my chances before, and I'm not gonna do that again. I have to be a part of this. I have to.
Why is this so important?
Because Ava, okay, it's
Because it's your job?
Ava, I'm
Say it. Say it.
Will you just trust me that it is?
Wow.
Please, Ava.
We're having a baby, David.
I know.
Do you?
Oh gosh. Are you gonna, like, how does she find out about Alba? Ugh. This is so bad. This is so bad. We're watching a train wreck, everybody. Is it okay? She's probably scared. Why are you the worst? And he didn't want to, like, be pulled out of his identity. Yeah, Kulan, this whole thing is bad. This is bad. Sea Spider's like, that'll be a nope. And he's looking at the camera right now. He's looking at the hidden camera. Yeah, Rissa, you're right. This has been true from day one. It's a train wreck city. No, Brad. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. This is 3:29. Ava tells David she's pregnant. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, so by the way, we're gonna find out who our winner is for Mother Gunship because this is about motherhood right now. Who is it? Jer. Hey Jer. How do you feel about first-person shooters? Jer. Mod bias. Jer. How do you feel? Tell me how you feel. Rigged. Jer, might I send you the code? All right. Excellent. I also am. I'm very happy to do so. Yay! It's a first-person shooter called Mother Gunship. So, like, you know, let's work that one out. Let me know what it's like. If it's good, let me know. I am very concerned. So this is 423. This is Okay, so this is a scene. This is the same day that he's talking to Mike about the exit plan, but the day before, Karen shows up to be weird towards him. Look, I am very concerned about what's going on here, and I'm very concerned about what's happening here. Congrats, Cher. Oh, I can. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Critical Role doesn't start until 10, so it doesn't start until another hour. Today's March 3rd. Oh, I'm gonna have time to eat. It'll be fine. Because I'm gonna order from Grubhub. Oh, it's the 5th? I don't even know what time it is anymore. Or it's the 6th? What's the date? No, it's the 5th. That makes sense.
Hey. Chat? No, I do not want that. I do not want that. Okay?
Voyeur.
No, just turn it off.
What? What? Yeah, tomorrow's French Resistance.
I'm sorry. Everything's really screwed up right now. Okay, my girlfriend's pregnant, and I'm gonna have to leave her. And my wife, she's gonna leave me when I go home. I know it. I'm getting fucked right now, and I just need you. Okay?
Oh, he's talking to Cam Girl. He's talking to Cam Girl. I've eaten.
Oh yeah. How do they work out?
He's talking to Cam Girl.
What?
He's talking to her again.
What? Who are you to judge me? Yeah. I know you like the chromatics. I know your favorite food is rare steak, but it has to be cooked in butter. You're a good listener, except when you're stoned. Your family is from France. Your favorite movie is Lady Eve. You do yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you want to run a marathon. I'd even told you I would run one with you.
Girlfriend, wife, and Cam Girl.
Yeah, well, guess what? Too bad, I just paid for more time.
This guy's a prize. I wonder where that money's coming from. Is that FBI money? Do you think?
Bitch.
Wow. This guy. Prize. Oh, there's a guy in the bed.
No, I'm fine.
Who's this guy in the background? How much time do we have? I think that is my time limit nudge, and I do not want them to nudge me for time limits. I don't want it. That's not what I want. He presumably gets paid, but yeah. So let's So this is talking to Cam Girl. A bit desperate. We'll call it that. And then this is the 25th. So this meeting we're going to look at right now is the day after Karen shows up at that meeting. And I don't know what this is. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever this is, it's going to be bad. I'm very concerned. I feel like all this is really bad. All right. Go ahead. She's from France, J-Rab. Oh, Marathon's good. You're right.
No, I'm off coffee. Just hurry back. All these hormones are making me super horny.
You're right, Levi.
It's under my tits already. Even better. Touch yourself right now. When did you become such a prude? Come on, I'm doing it. I've been thinking about you all morning. Imagine I'm there in the passenger seat, just unbutton your fly. Come on. I know you're hard, babe. Come on, Pookie. Come on.
Pookie?
Just take a little bit off. David, there's someone in the apartment. Oh my god!
Get down on the fucking bed!
Oh my god!
Get down on the fucking bed!
David!
Face me down!
I'm pregnant! Please! I'm pregnant! Please! David!
Don't move!
David! Please!
Okay. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good at all. What if I search for Pookie? Okay. I just searched for Pookie and we've got the other half of that conversation, and I think we should listen to it right now before we go backwards in time, because we have to find out what's going on.
Please.
I am.
No, I'll be back soon. I had to help Eric out with something that he needed, and just wanted to get an early start on it. You need anything?
It's bad.
Okay. Hey, Ava, I'm in public, honey. Now, Ava, stop, please.
Yeah.
Ava, can you stop, hon? Ava, please don't call me Pookie, okay? I'm not in the mood. What? What are you talking about? Ava, listen to me, Ava. Listen to me, honey. You're gonna be okay. Listen to me, Ava. You're gonna be okay, all right? Honey, listen to me. Don't struggle with him, all right? I promise you you're gonna be okay. I promise you, babe. Just listen to me. Listen to my voice. You motherfucker. I'm gonna...
Well, we should probably find out what these are here. There's so much in this game. People, look, how can this happen? There's so much in this game, and it seems unfair that I don't get to find out all of the things. And I feel like I'm very not happy that there's a time limit. Apparently we can play it a second time or whatever, but so this is November the 4th. This is the day after he was watching Burn the Wire with her. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on one second, I come down and let you in.
I see you, Jer. What was that? Oh, okay. She's showing up at his house, it looks like?
Pookie. Okay, well, quick, girls. You're gonna be having sex with an ice cube.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... Yeah. I am... They meet for sex. Oh, sorry. Ava and David meet for sex. I think before we go, we should just look for voyeur. I know we've got a little bit of time, but we started a little late. We were chatting about the things, and I just feel like we should. Oh, this is the other half of that conversation. I wanted to hear it. We got to hear it.
So you know, this week it's all voyeur chat, so others can watch if they pay. Okay, I'll turn it off, but you have to understand it's just for you.
Oh, she's not French at all. She's not French.
Okay. It's just you and me.
She's not French, everybody. That's a lie. She's not French. She's not French. She's not French.
Sounds pretty messed up.
She's not French.
But things have a way of working out. I don't know.
Everybody lies.
Well, if half the stuff that you told me is true, then I don't know, you had this coming.
Oh, you had this coming. Well.
Who am I? You don't know anything about me.
And then he's like, I know all these things about you. I know this and I know that and I know this. And this one too. I want to find out what happens with Ava. No, and she's not wrong, Rissa. She's not wrong.
France. Yeah, for a smart guy, you're very stupid.
Yeah, she's clearly not French. Hamburg, Arwen.
I don't want to listen to this anymore. Okay. You see this thing here?
What?
That
Yeah.
thing protects me. It doesn't protect you. So, with one click, I can ban you from my channel, and you're out of my life.
Wow.
Click.
Oh, I think she just banned him. Oh my goodness. And what he knows is what she's told him. Yeah. Mod abuse. Jer, how do you even feel about that? So, well. So this is the 23rd, right, of April, when he's talking to Mike about the exit plan. He doesn't want to do it. He's talking to the cam girl and a bit desperate, and she bans him. No, I think you're right. It's streamer abuse. That's true. She did ban. She's quick on the ban hammer. That is fair. Look, it is 9:06, and I feel like I can do another search. Right, just another search. Just one more search. I don't think we actually searched for Ava. Yeah, we didn't actually search for Ava. So, yeah, that was Cam Girl. And I think her name is Max or Maxine. Yeah, so there's a lot of Cam Girl with the name Max or Maxine. Or Alba. Oh, we have all of the Albas that we could find. Okay, we're gonna do one more search and then I'm gonna go get some food. I think we do Ava, right? I think we do Ava, but she was arrested. Okay, what if we do arrest? There are only 2 searches for arrest. One is from after, way later. What is this 2-2? Talking to Mike about Greenstorm and Ava moving in. Mike's not happy about the violence against Sleepy, but this one we haven't seen. So let's see what's happening here under arrest. Like maybe we'll get something there. I just I'm so stressed out. We've got to find out what happens to Ava. She was arrested and like she has a baby. What happens to this guy? Like, does he contact her again? Does he not contact her again? What happens to all of the people? All right, Cam girl. We're gonna chat with you. After this search, this is the one video. That's it. Then we're gonna do foodstuffs. Maybe you'll get Chinese. Thai? Indian?
Hey, Davey. It's my new look.
Davey.
Just in time for Valentine's Day. It's the busiest week of the year. New girls get all the traffic, though. It's a new me, a new name, a new look. I'm athletic and sporty. This one plays a little too young for my taste. See, I add blonde to my tags, and 100 guys show up asking me to call them daddy.
Oh.
I am no longer French.
Uh-huh.
If it helps, my mother was French. Most of it is her story. I inherited and put it to use.
Blonde.
There's no loyalty in this business. You all like fresh meat. And you don't tip enough to be a regular.
Valentine's Day. No, the wig does not. The wig does not go with the skin tone.
We're still here, talking. I like hanging out with you. But there is a limit to how deep we go on here. I'm behind this glass right here. Do you see that? And this is Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are a good guy. I actually like you. Can we start over? How was your day, honey? Don't be angry. Sound mad.
He ain't a... I'm with you, Chicken Wolf. He ain't a good guy. Look, before we go, I want the other half of this conversation, then we go. That's it.
Arrest him?
Levi, you're right. He's paying her to say otherwise.
One less creep in the world to start. You told me this so I could talk you down. Well, why not do both? Beat his ass, and then put him behind bars.
Oh, okay.
Or option C, we play around for a bit and relax.
Yeah, this is interesting.
No, you really want to be a regular. We need to consummate this thing, Davey.
She calls him Davey. So, look, this is interesting. We just have to find the other half. I think he beat up this guy because this guy probably did something bad to Ava. Oh, so 202. And then he talks to Cam Girl. Blonde. So that's Valentine is good. It's a good search, but that's not going to get us what we want. Can we do by date? We probably can't, right? Like that is probably not possible, but what happens if we do? No. We should probably try blonde. Here's the thing. She could honestly like the attention. Yes. And also the page shows where she just gets to sit and chat rather than having to do sexual acts. Oh yeah. That is what makes him a nice guy. You have to understand compared to the other guys she gets in the room with. I think that's probably true, J-Rab. I think that's true. No? What words are we going to use to get the other half of that conversation? Oh, this is it. Right here. Okay, right here. This is the other half of that conversation. I want to find out. 11:20, 2:18. What is that? Hey, this is the latest one we've had. Oh, We've got both. We have to listen to both of these and then I'll go. Seriously, because this is the latest date we found so far, and this is really interesting. So let's find out the other half of that conversation. Okay. I kind of am like really excited for a very late David clip because we might be able to learn something really important. And I kind of like I'm No. The last one, that's it. Then I'm going because I'm gonna order the food and it's gonna come in and all the stuff. Seriously, like, just this one more.
Wow, yoga tits. I mean, what happened to Snow White?
Snow White. There's a whole fairy tale thing going on here. There's a whole fairy tale thing going on here that we have not even scratched the surface of.
And your accent? This is a story.
So he's finding out that she lied to him. Fantasy, providing fantasy.
I mean, doesn't this upset your regulars? Or...
Hey.
Just yoga tits, a little more cynical than Snow White. So.
Well, you want her to be innocent? Now I'm gonna go eat right after this. It's just got a little late start, that's all, because of work. So excited for next year. All this music, man.
No, don't do that, okay? Use your real voice. I told you I'm not mad at you, okay? No, it's this asshole. This asshole, he did some bad things to a friend of mine a few years ago.
So this guy Peter did something to Ava a while ago.
She had good drugs, he made videos.
Drugs. Drugs videos. So he found out.
You know, you're pretty smart for a blonde.
Something about Peter after he already started his relationship with Ava, because she probably told him. We're getting so much music right now. I feel like we have so little time. All right, we'll get this last one here. Yeah, I know. I feel like it's trying to tell us something. Normally we get subtitles, so it's fine. But I feel like... Yeah, I was trying to listen about being blonde and wanting to beat, we'll say, beat up Peter. Okay, we got this last one. This is the last one. And let's hope we actually get some subtitles. Where is he? Where is he, do you think? He's growing his beard out.
Miss you too, babe.
Who's he talking to?
Sure. Yeah. Rasputin. Oh, you mean Rumpelstiltskin?
His daughter.
Okay. Is Mama still there?
Rasputin.
I guess I'll speak to her later. Okay. So once upon a time there was a girl who had long, long blonde hair that people said looked like gold. Yeah, sure, why not? There was a girl called. Okay, so Emma, she has long blonde hair, and she really wants to marry the prince, but she's just a farmer's daughter.
This is a different version of this story.
Well, one day the king comes riding through her village to water his horses, and she hears about it, and so she urges her father to go to the king and boast about his daughter and her long, beautiful hair.
This is a real different version of the story.
She quickly throws on some of her best jewelry, but when her father stands before the king, he gets really nervous and he misspeaks, and he tells the king that his daughter can spin straw into gold. And the king is intrigued. He asks the girl to confirm, is this true? Can you spin straw to gold? But she wants to win the king's favor, so Emma says, yes, I can spin gold from straw. But the king's no fool. So he decides to call her bluff, and he proposes a challenge. If you can turn straw into gold, you may marry my son, the prince. But if not, you will be exiled, which means kicked out.
Different version of this story.
She's unable to refuse such an offer, so she accepts. And the king takes her to his castle, and he locks her into one of his towers. And there in the tower room is a spinning wheel with a large pile of straw.
Does this worry you?
He says he'll return in the morning to see if she can actually spin this straw into gold. Well, Emma, she spends all night trying to think of some excuse or, clever way to get out of this situation. But as dawn approaches, nothing. She really starts to worry. And that is when a strange man appears.
He does seem more hostile, Rissa.
Asks her if she has a wish.
Way more cynical.
I wish to turn this straw into gold. And he says, I can do that, but you must give me your necklace. Well, the girl quickly takes off her necklace, and the imp sits at the spinning wheel, and he starts to spin and spin.
This makes me very worried.
He spins all of the straw into a large pile of golden thread.
Yeah.
And then there's a knock at the door, and the imp disappears, and the king comes in, and he sees the small pile of gold, and he's amazed, but he's a little suspicious. So he moves the girl to a second tower.
Yeah.
And this time, there's a much larger pile of straw. Okay, and it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again,
I don't know.
She can't do it. But right then, that imp appears again. And this time, he asks for her ring. And so she gives him her ring. He sits down. He spins that much larger pile of straw into gold. And boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in.
Yeah.
And he sees
this man is done, 100% done with things. Yes.
Almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower where there is a huge pile of straw. And he locks the door again. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time, the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw into gold. Well, Emma, she has no option but to say yes. So the imp, he sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw into golden thread. And he disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says,
this makes me feel uncomfortable.
Lying, but you are for real.
Wow.
The very next day, the girl is married to the prince.
This is awful.
And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself. And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs, and please, no, don't take my baby, I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And he says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, the baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses.
Yeah, this is
disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So she calls in all of her staff.
a much darker story.
All the spies and the soldiers or anyone who has a horse to go and scour the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. And the next day, the first spy returns and he tells her, oh, okay, sure. Okay, Daniel. So the imp appears and he asks if she has a guess, and she says, Daniel? But the imp laughs. Wrong! 2 more guesses. And he disappears. And the very next day, another spy returns. But
a little different.
He says that he's heard villagers talking about a strange man who lives in the mountains. Now, his... No, honey. That would end the story too soon. A little too soon. Ah, okay. All right. Well, okay. In that case, the spy returns and says Rumpelstiltskin is this strange man's name, and the princess waits in her room. And
that wedding deal was not Chicken Wolf.
And he says, "Now your second guess," and he cackles. He's gonna rub it in his hands, and the princess smiles and looks him in the eye. She says,
"Yeah, now it's Daniel, not David."
Stiltskin.
Yep.
And the imp is amazed. I mean, he's so surprised that he faints like right in front of her, and Emma has him arrested and thrown in the deepest, darkest dungeon, and she lives happily ever after. And the end. Okay. Good night. I love you. Hey.
Yeah, right? Okay. Just so, all right, this is, we're writing down timeline. This is 11/20/18. David retells Rumpelstiltskin. That's true. That's right. That's her granddad's name. I'm gonna just do, if you don't mind, Rasputin. It was a long video. Rasputin. So this is the last one we do tonight before I go. The other half of that conversation. Just the last one. Oh, I feel like there's a conversation we need to get at. And Grandma's. Oh. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say boo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fana, and fo. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Frithio, Frithio, banana, fana, fo, Frithio, fee, fi, mo, me, Frithio. Frithio. Yeah. Thank you for that resub, Iffy. 11 months. That's all. How many times is that last one? J-Rabbit, he doesn't hear himself when he says it. It's part of the condition. Wait, what? Wait, who? What? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? No. I went to the store back. Grandma's slipping. Yeah. Also, Grandma's probably confusing David, her son-in-law, with Daniel, her late husband, and the daughter or granddaughter is hearing all the confusion too. Yeah. All right. Video.
Dada, I miss you.
Yeah, they're separated, my friends.
Can I have a bedtime story?
They're totally separated.
Can you tell me Rasputin again?
Oh.
Yes, that one.
This is the last.
She went to a room.
We should probably search for Emma. We tried divorce. Rah, rah, Rasputin. Lover of the Russian queen. Rah, rah, Rasputin.
Can we give her a name? like Mama.
Yeah, this is the last one, then we're going. That's it. Yeah. Because I'm going to order some food. We're going to see if we can get... This one we get to fast forward through, because she doesn't talk as much. No, this is the last one. This is it. Then we're going. Like, no more. I just am so worried. Like, I'm so invested in these people's lives. It just feels very intense, you know? And it's very worrisome to me. So, like, he got his... Iffy got his girlfriend pregnant. Oh... And his girlfriend doesn't want him to sort of be all radical and like get himself killed for the mission. And yeah, she does seem anxious, right? Doesn't she? The record store girl, yeah. Yeah. And she's like super in love with him. Oh. I want to know about, like, we should probably search for death or die. Oh, he's totally cheating. He's cheating so hardcore, big time. Yeah, it's like all the cheating. Yeah, we're not doing any more searches. Not for tonight.
Daniel, like Mama's papa.
Oh, Cam Girl turns out is not French at all. At all. And he keeps talking to her. We found another couple of clips, and he clearly tells her about a bunch of things. Yeah, she banned him at the end.
Rumpelstiltskin.
She could be from Brooklyn.
I'm getting tired.
I had a thought that I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, she banned him, like, because, like, you know. Oh, Glass is probably also another one. Yeah, she's not French.
That was a good story, but I am very sleepy now.
I'm getting some food.
I love you too, Dada.
Well, my friends. Yeah, Carlton's like, she banned him because he's being a giant douche, and that's true. And also, like, totally entitled, and it was all bad. So, we're gonna, oh, you know what we should do? We should not hang out here right now at all. We should close it. Simple memo. He was being entitled and, like, of course he was in a very stressed out space. It's true. All right. Log out. So we don't lose time. Okay. Telling lies. Oh, I wanted to ask about lies. I wanted to search for lies. I know all this stuff about you. You know those lies I told you? Yeah. He was trying to prove that, like, he knows her, and she's like, whatever. My goodness. I'm telling you, this game is it's hard to put the game down. Do you know what I mean? I think part of it is they do really good stuff with the music in the background, but I need to know about these people and what happened to them, and I need to know, like, what happened to Ava, and like, whoa, things are clearly like, what do I search for? Because I have only a limited number of searches. Do I search for what? Do I search for final report? I did pregnant, but do I look for Mama, Princess, Rumpelstiltskin, lies, telling lies, baby? We've got to find out about Peter. Like, we have to find out about Peter. But then also, like, we really do need to find out about, like, Operation, you know, the Sovereign Pipeline, and, like, there's all this convergence. We have to look at convergence. We'll just have to do it next Thursday. Oh. It's charging my Intel brain. It's all in there. Yeah, Crit Twitch. We have a limited number of... I don't know if we have a limited number of searches, but we have a limited amount of time, as it turns out. We have a limited amount of time before the game ends. And it is on a countdown. And I want to find out what happened with Hippie Man, too. We have to find out about Hippie Man. I don't know how long we have left. All I know is that we have a limited amount of time, and I don't know what that time is. And so I have to find out about Hippie Man Peter. There is an in-game clock, and I don't know what it is. And you only know the days of our lives details and nothing about terrorism. It's true. I haven't even looked into all the terrorism. I've only got like a little bit of terrorism. And also, Frithio, you don't know this, but apparently the ending you get changes depending on what searches you make. So what's good? Like, you can play the game a second time and get a different ending. But Hrothgar, do you want to know my PO box? Is that what you want? You should DM me. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Like DM me and I'll tell you. So that's the thing, right? There are different endings. I didn't know that either. So like the things we choose, it's gonna impact what kind of ending we'll get. And I'm kind of like the responsibility of these searches. Like I want it, like, and I know there's terrorism that we've got to worry about. Like I get there's terrorism we have to worry about, but I'm really worried about what happens to Ava. And we haven't even searched for her name. We haven't searched for Ava or Martin or Ava Martin. We have to find about Peter. Oh. So this time you say interpersonal, play again and worry about the terrorism. Yeah, maybe. All right. So this game is all in my mind and I'm going to think about it later. Maybe French girls actually French with maybe we should maybe also look for Manet. So guess what, everybody? I'm gonna tell you what's what. I'm Triple P, and I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna be back in a half hour to host Critical Role, like in 20 minutes, to host Critical Role. So if you want to watch Critical Role on a channel with a chat that is not 50,000 people, you can hang out with us. But what am I doing for the rest of the week? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna order food right now, and then I'm gonna post the last teaser trailer for the French Resistance game tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be doing the series premiere of this French Resistance campaign that I've been wanting to run since 1988, and it is called City of Light and Shadow, and it's got a Little Red Dot, Rocket Fox, Holy Stiver, Double Crits, an amazing cast, and we're gonna do this. I have got things I need to work out still, but it's starting tomorrow, so I would appreciate you being there if you can be, and retweeting and hyping it, because I would love people to see a good, hey MMK Star, a good historical. I'm really excited about that. That's 7. And then at noon on Saturday, I will be playing The Outer Worlds. And then you'll catch me back up again the week after that on Wednesday at 8 for The Witcher, which has been very good. One more tweet tonight. Indeed, Iffy, one more tweet. Look, here's one more thing I need to tell you all. This is the thing I should tell you. I've got to go and plan an event as part of my Scholar in Residence thing. And last semester, all of the meetings with the RAs were on Mondays, and so that was really no problem for me. I could just go to the meeting. But they've moved their meetings to 7:30 on Thursdays this semester. So if I want to make this meeting, which I need to do in order to plan, I'm going to have to miss a stream. So I may have to miss my stream next Thursday because I have to do a planning session for work. And that's the last thing I want, because I want to find out what's happening in Telling Lies, but I think I'm gonna have to miss my stream next week. I know. Yeah. Well, what I might do, here's what I might do. What I might maybe do is find out what time they need me at this meeting, because maybe they don't need me at 7:30. If I can get to this meeting at like 8-ish, then what I'll do is I'll just make sure I can get out of school right on time, start at 6, end at 8, so at least I get 2 hours in. So I might be able to get in a short stream on Thursday, and then go to this meeting, and then and then do the do. So because I really want to find out what's happening in Telling Lies. So that is my hope. My hope is I can sort of like do a 6 to 8. I'm gonna make an email and find out. But that is it, everybody. So if you want to follow, this has been Trooper SJP in the Academic Foxhole. And if you want to give me a follow, which you don't have to do if you don't want to, because I'm not the boss of you. But if you want to give me a follow, you can, or a subscribe. Also, I've got some socials. We have a Discord. You can join it if you like. It's full of joy and happiness and friendliness. Also, you can find me here. I've got the YouTube Trooper SJP, where it is a repository of all of the stuff I've got going on. You can also find me on Twitter at Academic Foxhole, and then on you can also find me at Patreon, also at Academic Foxhole, and that Patreon is to help fund these games because I'm paying the cast. And I'm not paying them well. I'm paying them $25 an episode, which is not great, but $25 an episode is $100 an episode. That's $400 a month. And I feel like, since I currently do not pay rent, I can afford $400 a month to pay the cast. And so the Patreon goes to help pay the cast, and also overlays and music, props, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to help out, which you don't have to if you don't want to, or you can't, that's cool. But if you want to, you can go over to Patreon and help out. But the biggest help you can do is by letting people know and, being there if you can. So that's it. I'm going to get some food ordered from a place, and that food will be delivered right when Critical Role starts. And that's it for me. I want to say thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very much. You all are the best. And much love, and I will catch you on the flip side, everybody. Take care. Bye, everybody.